So about a week ago, Pyrocynical made a video that was talking about the biggest scam in Spotify history. And it's a great video because it brought more attention to the actual industry of music and how fucked up it really is. I spoke about being a musician and trying to make it online in a previous video I did about a couple weeks ago. And I just wanted to deep dive a little bit more into this one and just explain more on the things that people that don't really see the insides and the links that people go through to try and pop off their Spotify, their Apple Music, whatever it might be, just to get listeners, plays, streams, saves, whatever you might call it. There is such an enormous link that people go through so they can try and break out amongst the rest, when in reality all they're doing is wasting money. So I've been making music for a very long time, and I started posting it, being an official artist, since like 2016. You look at my stats, they're nothing great, they're nothing fancy, and that's really partly for my own fault. I didn't really try to understand how to promote music, how to get out there. I just posted it online and hoped that the magical wizards would kick their heels and post it and let everyone on their phone start listening to my music. I did a couple promotions in like 2020, and that was about it. And that kind of like opened my third eye and realized that, oh wow, this is a lot more convoluted and really fucked up than I actually understood. More or less, labels control the music industry. There's no hidden secret about it. I don't think I am doing a hot take. I don't think this is some unforgiven knowledge that was hidden deep away in a book. I'm pretty sure almost everyone and their grandma understands this. More times than not, it's always a label behind all these artists and all these songs that get them pushed up to the top 50, top 10, top 5, whatever spot you might want to call it. As an artist in this day and age, it is extremely hard to get your name out there because the entry barrier to even make music is extremely small. And then that's where the eyes go onto Spotify a lot more. In Pyrocynical's video, he covered the situation where people were having fake artists and fake names, and this was something that Spotify was creating themselves, and it's very interesting. I recommend you take a look at this video if you want to know more about that. And today I want to bring light into artists who try to game the system and do it in ways that you probably didn't even notice. So trying to make a name for yourself in the music industry, as I said, is already hard. It's almost like you got to sell your soul. Essentially, I know that's like a meme now pretty much amongst artists, but sell your soul and pretty much maybe you might be lucky and get a placement or you get your music heard by people. And that's one way I guess you could look at it. Selling your soul essentially to the record label, because then they pretty much fuck you and you owe them money for the rest of your life, because they will try and offer you an absurd amount of money and get you to sign a contract, and you're going to be paying them back for a hot minute. Now, the other way is trying to do it yourself and try to organically promote yourself when you're a nobody and hope for the best and hope that people actually listen to you. The music industry is very cutthroat and has very little return. It's part of the reason why I quit making music for a hot minute. Well, at least to the point where I was working on it like full time, where I was dedicating a lot of my time, because the returns are so little that unless you actively make it your full-time gig, like you're going out trying to perform, you're trying to get your name out there, you're trying to do XYZ, you're trying to do so many different strategies, that it doesn't become cost effective, and essentially you are wasting money and you're wasting time, unless it's just a passion project that you like to do for fun, which then is okay. But if you hope to make it a career, it is going to take a serious financial backing to make any sort of progress at all, trying to become a musician that is known amongst other people, let alone make it a career that you can actually make money from. If you didn't know yet, more times than not, your favorite artist probably bots their streams to an extent. Probably not a lot if they're a bigger artist like Taylor Swift or Drake, but if you're a lesser known artist and let's say your streams don't do as well as they could have done or what you think they could have done, then you might probably pay for bots, or you might try and get something set up so you can boost your stream counts. I don't know if you remember, but back in early 2020, there was a case with French Montana where it was reported that people got their Spotify accounts hacked, and then they started playing all his songs on their account. And then French Montana ended up making a tweet later on saying that 50 Cent paid to get his streams hacked.
Yeah, you sensitive dinosaur. I got all under your skin. Every post on your page is about me. When that hate don't work, they start telling lies, baby. Go keep buying my streams and telling them I'm faking streams. I checked on it. They all coming from New York. I did my homework. Damn you, man.
When the case boiled down to that, he had a song that he released. It had 2 big name artists on it. The song never popped off, makes him look bad. And so the idea is that he paid to get his streams boosted up and, put up to the top of the chart. So it actually made it look like that he was relevant and that he was popping off, when in reality he wasn't. So one thing artists used to do back in the early days of Spotify, I don't really think it's an issue anymore, but one of the things they used to do is there is a thing called appears on. So this is for Drake's page. It appears on, and you can see everything that he's been on. Originally it used to show any and everybody who would feature the artist Drake. It didn't matter who it was, what artist, if they were verified or if not, it would still show them regardless. This was a way for artists to try and promote their own singles or try to put another artist as if they were on there and then say it's a real song. Now you might be wondering, well, how do they get away with it? Obviously, if they hear the song, they can tell that Drake's not on it. Or for the artist I watched a long time, T-Pain, I would see every song that he was featured on, and some of it was actually dog shit, or I would actually recognize it's a leak. And that's actually a way that artists would do it. Some artists, you can listen to a song and you would hear vocals, and what they do is they would go on YouTube, they would see an unreleased song from, let's say, T-Pain, where he had like half vocals done, or the acapella was only released, and so they take that acapella, they put it in their own song, and now it looks like that T-Pain was actually featured on their song. So that when someone like me, let's say as a listener, is looking for new T-Pain music and see that he's featured on a new song, I go to listen to it and I'm like, oh shit, this is literally just a leak. They literally just took his vocals and added it to their song, but he wasn't actually featured on it, and I know for a fact he wasn't, because it was just a leak and it sounds exact same as the leak. But what did the artist do? They got me to listen to one of their songs. Yes, it's shitty, but there are people who are not going to be in the know like me and know that it's actual leak, and they're going to think that's an actual real song. Another thing artists like to do is boost their streams with bot farms, even though they don't really know it's a bot farm at the end of the day. There are a lot of services provided on the internet. I haven't really looked into a lot anymore myself, but you can go on places like Fiverr and you'll see something that says organically promote your music. I will not use any bot farms, and I will do all organic viral promotion for your songs. And then they charge like $5 as a starting fee, and then like $15 maybe for max, or if they have like some ludicrous special package, they charge like $65. And it sucks to say, but I fell for one of these gigs as well too in my time. I bought one of them back in 2020 for myself to promote one of my songs called Possibilities, and it got me to like 4,000 streams. So I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I had followers, and you know, my shit was going up, and I was like, cool. Once the sell period was over for the song, no one listened to the song anymore. The streams just dropped to 0. The people who ended up following my account ended up disappearing as time progressed, and they never followed my account again. So I went up to like 100 and something followers, and then over time, as weeks and months progressed, I just went back down to 30. That's not normal at all. That's weird. Tell me people follow and say, oh man, this guy's music's kind of cool, and then just disappears. No. And then add on top of it, when the person that promotes your music is done, and then at the end of it, all they did was give me 30 screenshots to show before and the after, and then how my streams got boosted up to the top. That's it. There's no way to tell where they promoted it, how they promoted it, who they were promoting it to. Nothing. There is no clear-cut way. There is no actual real information. And now I understand I'm speaking just for one seller, but I can guarantee you this is pretty much how it goes with any seller. To actually really promote your music, it costs real money. You think for the $5 you pay to get your song promoted on something like Fiverr, that seller is now going to spend like 40 to 100 to 150 bucks to promote your music? No. That's how they lose money. Their goal is to make money from their service that they charge you. There is no shot in hell that you're going to pay 50 bucks for someone to promote your music and that they're going to magically spend more than that 50 bucks or even close to spending that 50 to begin with. It doesn't happen. Like I said, their goal is to make money. Realistically, you would be better off investing that money on Instagram ads and hoping for the best than trying to pay one of these fake promoters to try and organically promote your songs to people that you can't even see stats on who it was even promoted towards. And then there's also always the argument, oh, maybe your songs was put on a playlist. No, Spotify tells you every time your song is put on a playlist, that song was not put on no playlist. I can actually look right now and see where my songs are put on playlists and the streams that they've gotten in the time that my entire account has existed on Spotify. And I can tell you that it hasn't gotten any playlist position or anything at all besides people that actively like my music, I guess, or the one or few times that I put my own songs in random playlists. That's about it. Other than that, there is no shot that my song was actually promoted on a playlist. Essentially, the way these services try and cover themselves is they'll say, cannot guarantee X amount of plays. All of it is organic, and so there's no way to guarantee how many you'll get at the end of the promotion run. More times than not, they'll use buzzwords as well too and say promote to a reach of 1 million people, 2 million people. If you go on Instagram right now and you have a business account or any way that you can actually run ads, you can see that I'll tell you a target audience of how many people it can run towards. Are they going to promote your stuff on Instagram? No. Like I said, more times than not, these people do not run these services in hopes of actually making a profit. Their goal is to make a profit. They are not going to use the money that you just gave them and use all of it back into promoting your stuff. And if you think about it, $5 to promote someone's song or $10 to promote someone's song to get a shitload of reach is not going to net you much at all, considering that Fiverr takes 20% of the cut anyway to begin with. So if you're an artist that's watching this, please don't go into that. Please don't use them. more times than not, they are bots or it's going to fuck up your whole algorithm. You will notice that most of these people are going to vanish like ghosts and they're never going to exist anymore once your promotion run ends. They're not going to go to your other songs. They're not going to look for your YouTube. They're not going to do anything else. They're just going to vanish. They're going to play that one song and then that's apparently it. Nothing else. You'll never hear from them again. If you really wanted to grow your profile and grow your music, you would be better off trying to invest your own money and trying to figure out how to promote your stuff. But if you really want to get real plays and real things like that, that's what it's going to take. Not these Fiverr services or someone saying they can give you so many streams or make your song go viral in a short amount of time. It's not going to happen. Even if it did technically happen, viral isn't the same thing. No one's going to be talking about your song. I've seen this from countless times on other people's videos where they'll have like 20,000 views on their video, or they'll have like 5,000 views, but they'll have like 10 likes. Or then you go to their comments and they all look manufactured, and then you look at the account and then most of the accounts were made sometime earlier this year. And it's like very obvious to tell that a lot of this shit is fake. There is no real organic involvement. It's just like when people do sub for subs on YouTube or any of this other shit. It's all fake. And I actually really want to make a more deep dive video on this. I already know this video is probably going to be long by the time I'm editing this, but it really sucks to see this. And I don't like to see people waste their time either. I like people to actually understand what it really takes to go into an industry like this and understand that it's not roses and rainbows and that it's actually really cutthroat, and that if you really want to make a career, you need to understand what's actually at stake and how much money you really need to put down for something like this. It's not the go lucky, just post a song online and then hope for the best that people are going to hear it. Anyway, I just want to cover this. I saw Pyro's video and I thought, all right, you know, I kind of want to explain a little bit more, at least from what I've seen personally on my end, and then to share knowledge for those who might not be aware or actually looking to get into music. It's also very easy to get yourself verified on Spotify as well too. All you need to do is go through your music distributor. They'll link you to connect with Spotify for artists, and then once you connect to it, then you're actually verified. There is no magic secret. You don't actually have to have Spotify go in, look at your profile, have X amount of listeners or whatever it might be. It doesn't take none of that. You can get verified like that. Super easy, super quick. Doesn't take almost any effort whatsoever. So verified on Spotify means absolutely nothing. It's just to make you look fancy, even though it really took no work to do it, and it didn't take any oversight from Spotify to actually go over your page and see if you're a real artist or not. Also, I just want to put that out there just in case you're wondering about the blue check marks and if they actually mean anything on the platform for Spotify. They really don't. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Have a great day. Yeah.